Hey guys, I'm putting together a new series of videos that are kind of quick and informal. I'm on the road today in North Dakota, spending some time in a hotel, and I thought I could start answering some of those direct messages, emails, and comments about how to do different things, whether it's tricks, making something, repairs, etc. I had a question recently about the Spintop upgrade kit. The Spintop upgrade kit from YoYoFactory looks just like this. It's got metal tips, plastic tips, and some of the pieces needed to put into the top and change the tip configuration, either because yours is broken, damaged, or you want to upgrade it to a ball bearing if it was a fixed tip. I'm going to bring you in closer now. You'll be able to take a look at the tops. We're going to be changing the short circuit as well as the electric tips. Okay, first things first, let's take a look at the what comes in the Spintop replacement and upgrade tip kit. You get a ball bearing metal tip, you get a fixed metal tip, a plastic fixed tip, and a plastic ball bearing tip. Also, you get the other pieces inside that can be used for assembling depending on the top you're using. There's different spacers. There's a green and red spacer here. The red one has a smaller hole, the green one in this case has a larger hole, depending on what axle and screw you're using. We get a small nut, small bolt, and what looks like a yo-yo axle. I don't even think those go into the Spintops. So these are the pieces that we're going to be putting in. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to be looking at the short circuit. The short circuit has the plastic fixed tip when you buy the Spintop. First thing you have to do is you have to get access to the screw on the inside, and you do that by pushing in these two little tiny tangs on the side here. You push them in and push it up, and that'll get the crown off of the top. When you look inside, there's actually a screw down at the bottom in there, Phillips screw. So I get my Phillips screwdriver bit, put the screwdriver in there and unscrew till you get it out. Out comes the screw as well as a spacer that was holding it all together. I'm now going to take the tip and just pull it out. All right. If I was replacing this damaged one, I would just grab the fixed plastic tip and put it back in. But in the case today, I want to be putting in a ball bearing into this Spintop. The ball bearing needs to be purchased separately. The ball bearing is the same ball bearing that is used for yo-yos, size C bearing. The bearing actually press fits into the top. So you put it in place and press it in. That's all set. Next, you take the tip that goes into the ball bearing, and that's actually going to clip in. You push it in until it snaps into place. And now that I have some pressure, I'll push it all the way down and in, because you don't want to have a gap between there and there. You want to push down all the way. It's spinning great. And now we're good to go. It's press fit in there, so you don't need to screw it in place at all. You just take the crown, snap it back in place, and that's it. You're ready to start playing with your ball bearing short circuit. Okay, now we're going to look at the Elec-Trick. The Elec-Trick is a plastic tip top with ball bearing when you buy it. If you damage that ball bearing, you want to replace it, or if you want to make it a fixed tip, or if you want to put in a metal tip, you can do that. First thing you need to do is to get access inside by removing the crown. This one you need to have an Allen wrench, a number 2 I believe. You put it in here like this and you unscrew it. Pretty slow process, lots to unscrew here. All right, now that we're getting close to the end here, you can pop the crown off. Be careful not to lose those two little screws. And on the inside, you'll see there's this weight ring. It actually comes out. It's different. One side has a bigger opening to fit over the studs here, so make sure you see which way goes which. And now we can get at the inside down into that tip. When you get down into that tip, it's just pressed into a ball bearing, so it can be just pulled out. and now there's the ball bearing. If you're just replacing your tip, great. You grab the new undamaged tip and just snap it into place. But today, I want to change this to a metal tip. So I've got to find the right metal tip. If I was going to be fixed, I'd be pulling that bearing out and putting in the fixed tip. But today I'm just making a metal tip, so it's a little tougher. Take that, it'll just slide right into place. Make sure it's pushed all the way down so there's not a big gap there. This looks great. Well, we're ready to go to tighten it up. If you didn't have it tightened up, it would fall right out. So what you need to do is take this black screw with the Allen head and put it into there. And slide it in. Grab my Allen wrench. It's easier to do it with gravity helping you. So kind of go like this. Instead of trying to put it in, put it up like this. And then you can actually just line it up and tighten it all the way down. Once it's tightened down, it'll spin. Repeat the process of assembling it back together, making sure the weight ring goes the correct way, presses in place, take the top crown and put it in place, line up those studs with the screws, and screw it back together. All right, it's back together. We now have a metal ball bearing tip. If we wanted to put in the fixed tips, we would have used the fixed versions, and that's where it comes into play to use these different spacers. If you need to use those different spacers at different times, they fit in to hold the tip in place. But with a ball bearing, you never need those. And here's the Elec-Trick in action. I hope you guys found this video helpful when changing the tips on your YoYoFactory Spintops. If you have questions, comments, please leave them down below. If you'd like to see other videos about how to repair things, specific tricks, anything like that, either send me a message or comment below. And don't forget, like and subscribe.